Hi, I'm Josh Kelly. I just came top 16 at UK Nationals. I played Maliss, pure Maliss. Maliss is the best deck. Maliss is insane. It was a lot of fun. It's my first top, so I'm happy with that. Wish I could have gone further. Could have played a bit better. But yeah, the deck was broken. The deck was insane all week. I got a few shout outs to make. So mainly Connor. When I first got the Maliss card, I was so ready to give up because I kept getting Lancier. And I kept getting more charm lead, and he showed me some lines and he showed me some text, and I've just been cooking with the deck ever since. He taught me everything I know. Thank you, Connor.
You're welcome, bro.
And then shout out the people I'm testing with. So Khaled, who's filming, OTK Khaled, Memento Goat, top 32. James was Poli, also on Memento. Corey, Darwin, and also Justin, who came from Canada. He played quite a similar list to me, and he lost the last round of Swiss, so didn't make top cut. But he did really well.
Number one.
Also, shout out to Europa, our locals in London. They're great locals. They have a new venue coming out in Camden. So if you live anywhere in London, it's going to be a great new venue. So when it opens up, come have a look. And then also shout out to Marcus Patel. He beat me round 6. But Marcus played the deck as well, and we were talking through some lines at the end of day 1. And they really helped me top, and they helped me in the last round of day 2. I went X2 in Swiss, and I lost in top 16. I played 8 Maliss mirrors this weekend. I lost 3 of them, but they were all winnable. If you play the game perfectly, you'll likely win, because like Maliss players, they're not used to like comboing and then they don't instantly win the game. And I played against 2 pure Mitsu, easy 2-0s of my life. 1 Raizio Mitsu, fast 2-0. Oh yeah, I didn't even win all the pure Mitsus 2-0. Anyway. And then 1 Blue Eyes and 1 White Forest. So let's get into the deck. This is my duelist ID card. I can't engage it. And my 2 tokens of my girlfriend. Shout out my girlfriend. So obviously we played, these are just mandatory, you pay 2 of each. And then you really want to see a name. Not seeing a name is like, you likely lose most of the games where you don't see a name. So you max out on every way to see one. Like, I'd rather have a Chessie in hand than no name. So all these just get you to a Maliss monster on field, which is what you want. Not maxing out on these, in my opinion, is crazy. Yeah, me and Connor played really similar lists. There was only one difference, and these never changed, and they will never change, because you need to draw Maliss names. That's how you win the game. March has broken. And then the 3 backup, and the 1 wizard. Yeah, I mean, they're just insane extenders, right? Like, backup as an extender is 3 bodies, and you set some wicked. So these cards are really good. I don't think you ever play a different ratio. And then the 2 bricks. We decided not to main deck GWC because we originally thought about not main decking it. We saw people weren't main decking it, and we were like, that's crazy, because we were new to the deck and we were playing GWC in our deck. And as we got better with it, GWC just didn't come up. Like, so many game 1s, you just don't need to activate GWC. Maliss Nimmer is insane.
A lot of the time in the combo as well, you want to set this first off the rabbit.
Yeah.
Because then when you red ransom, if they ash the red ransom, you have MTP banish red ransom, summon Cheesy, and then Cheesy banish the hair that you search like this. Draw 2, add the hair back, and like the advantage just like snowballs.
Whereas if you set GWC, like, you get 3 bodies, but you don't get the draw 2, and you're like making awkward plays.
I think the only benefit of setting GWC early is like to play around draw maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the considerations we had, was we played 40 cards, playing a 41st card on GWC to help with draw lines. But honestly, draw's just not that much of a problem.
Yeah,
there's some hands that are nice, but yeah. And then kind of what we considered the mandatory like non-engine in the deck were the 3 Perulias, the 3 Fuas, 3 Joels, 3 Ash, 3 Impulse.
Best card.
Impulse is crack. Like, this card negates Nibiru. That's just so nice when you draw this going second, then you don't have to.
This card negates Magnum and destroys it.
Negates Mag. Oh yeah, I did that in top 32. Insane. Yeah, these cards are pretty much mandatory. The only like considerable one, I'm saying I didn't like draw, is because I played it as 8 Maliss. Like, that's just not a real like.
You have to play it. It's missing.
Yeah, like when I activated against Miss Ruby, they just passed turn a lot of the time. And also draw is kind of nice. I draw myself quite a lot going first for the more charmies. I did do that quite a bit this weekend. Like, you draw and then you had it back with Firewall. Firewall is the GOAT. you ash, you add it back with Firewall. And then me and Connor both played Mag and Druis, which are cracked. These cards are disgusting. Mag is 2 Bestials and this Druis, and Druis center card. Yeah, so these cards are just insane. I don't think you ever cut these. But then the last consideration is like, realistically, I would want to play 37 cards and not play any more. But then you kind of have to play a 3 off. So Connor played Imperm. I played 3 Boldrake.
Imperm was definitely incorrect, by the way. This was definitely incorrect.
Yeah, so I mean, my idea was against Mitsu Raizio. Opening Bestials is so strong, and like, yes, they can play around Bestials, but if it makes your opponent play awkwardly, then it's insane. And it's like, if they chain press to your Bestial on their turn, and then you still have the Bestial in hand, even if they don't play into the Bestial, you can Bestial your own stuff. So it's an extender and also it's a body. I attacked with this a bunch of times when me and my opponent were in hand trap wars. Yeah, Boldrake's insane. I think this is definitely correct. It was crazy for me all weekend. It was crazy for me. And then onto the extra deck. So we played all the standard link ones. I think the only conversation here is at one point I tried to list cutting the Molch armies and I cut Almirage. If you pay 6 Molch armies, you have to pay Almirage. You always pay the Link Spider for the administers.
I think there was like some discussion in like a Link Disciple.
Yeah, Link Disciple
like
as another thing for access code.
Wow.
And like that does occasionally come up. The trap negate is so
in my experience, like the second Link Rear actually comes up, especially in the grind. Like if you want to stop, if they have another trap card, then
like you definitely need 2 Link ones. I think Link River is the best because the utility is insane. The utility of Link Disciple is so niche.
Yeah, and there's like so many traps this format.
Yeah, Impulse is just it's so powerful. And then we played all of the Link 2s. So these 2 are the mandatory ones. And then you see lists cutting like one of Dark, Haggard or SP. I personally summoned all of these cards this weekend. Probably SP the least, to be honest, because I want to kill. But I think these are all mandatory. There's all game states where they come up. And like, Haggard is the one that most people are cutting. But it's like, to play around certain cards, once you know what like non-engine your opponent are playing, the Haggard is really important. So I don't think Haggard is cuttable at all. And honestly, there's no card I would want to put in my extra deck.
I like Haggard too.
Yeah. And then the 3 Link 3s. I saw someone playing 2 White Binder this weekend. I wouldn't do that. If I played 2 any of these, I'd just play 2 Crypto. And then the only Link 4s you need, access code Firewall and Bomber. Access code is the best card in the extra deck. I added cards back with this all weekend, like Firewall's insane. Especially there's sometimes where you don't want to end on top logic.
Yeah.
In like simplified game states, because
you can always sometimes just end on like this in the main monster with nothing pointing to it. If you have like hair or Bestials.
Yeah.
You can always just get the red ransom or the white binder to point to it in their turn, and then you get the bounce.
And then you get the bounce.
So like turns it on.
And then bouncing your own stuff and then linking it off is really nice.
Yeah.
I don't think ever once in my testing I've missed Allied Code Talker at Mister. I've like obviously I could have summoned it in testing, but I don't think I've ever lost a game because that card wasn't in my deck. Like the only time I lose with a bomber on my field is if the bomber gets negated, and Allied Code Talker was getting negated too. Yeah. And the combos we were doing, like the full combos, are so much better than ending on Allied Code Talker. You literally end on like every Malice interrupt, plus like Firewall and Top Logic and Wicked. So our 1 card Dormouse ends on every Malice interrupt and this end board. So you can essentially, in theory, you can get a Firewall bounce 3. Yeah. No, it's this, no? It's this.
Oh yeah, shit. We both.
Yeah. So in theory, you can get a Firewall bounce 3 when your Link monsters point to it later. This end board's insane. Like you make it very rarely because you get Molch armied every single game. But when it does come up, it's enough. You don't need Allied Code Talker mode. And it's the access code Altar. And then in the side, so we ended up playing 3 Meows and 3 Lancia for Malice. Pretty good because I played Infinite Malice this weekend.
How many did you play?
8 out of 13 rounds. Crazy.
Doing God's work. Doing God's work for the rest of us.
Taking them all out the tournament.
Literally, man. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely mandatory. We were considering a Phantasme for Answer the Meows, Well, you want a card that forces them to make it M-board, rather than a card that's really good if you've already drawn a card that forces them to make it M-board, was the theory. And then three mistake of the rest. This card is insane, but I played against 8 Maliss. So I drew it once when I played against White Forest. It was my one white binder draw. I was losing the game if I didn't draw it. So I won one round because of this. Apart from that, I never drew it. But this card is busted against Mitsurugi. You just win the game, man, for real. They have no answer to this.
One thing you have to like keep note of is it stops you to the end of your next turn. So if you're using this card, just remember that little caveat.
And one other thing is, we're already playing I Meet You, which I've really liked, because it lets you play through Lancia better, because it's such a backup, right? My problem was, I would open like a Maliss normal summon plus I Meet You, and I'd get Lancia, which is like ideal situation, right? But then you get Mole Charmied as well, and now this I Meet You is like playing into the Mole
Especially if it's
Charmied.
like Perulia, you just get cooked.
Yeah,
like,
that
all the
Perulia or
Agnes
Fleur,
cards play into Perulia.
you give them so many draws, and like we figured out we'd rather just draw a Flood. It would have been nice if I had a Flood in my deck that was good against Maliss.
Because Simul Archfiends.
Yeah, literally. If I played Simul Archfiends because of that, I'd be in right now.
Crazy.
What was your hardest matchup?
Maliss. I lost three of my matches against Maliss, but they were all winnable in like really niche game states. I think the Maliss mirror is actually really skillful. If you play the game perfectly, you should win. If you make any mistake and your opponent resolves a white binder and they soul charge their whole grave, then it's over. But a lot of the time you can win the games. And then we also played 2 Sales Ban and a Talents. A couple of days ago, these were Cyframes. I kind of wish they were Cyframes, but that's because I played against a ton of Maliss. It was really good
I
against
didn't resolve this card
Rizio.
once.
I didn't draw this once, yeah.
I drew it and it was just dead.
Really?
Yeah.
I literally did not draw it once the whole tournament.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been broken if I drew it out of real. Yeah.
The reason why we played 2 and like 1 is like we have to take out the 6 Charmies and we only have 5 cards for going first, so like it just made sense that this is like pseudo sales ban going second, like because ours detonator if they've used monster effect. And then going first is like it's a good card to put in going first.
Yeah, because when we were on 3 sales ban, we would have to side in one of the sales bans or like something bad
like
going first.
bad into some matchups.
Yeah, and then the other 2 going first cards, GWC and Kubai. I mean, if you're going first, it's nice to have GWC in your deck, definitely. And the combos are better with it, but it's definitely not mandatory. It's nice though, and you get to gain life.
I think it's probably mandatory
in
the side.
Yeah, you definitely play on the side.
At least, at minimum.
Kubai's interesting. I could consider playing it in the main of one of the Boldrakes.
Yeah, I remember. I think you were testing that, like.
Yeah, I was testing that. Boldrake was really nice, but I did get more charming as well.
Yeah. Think about like the Vistas, like they're like engine and non-engine with paired with engine, so it's like
so strong.
I think that's like a bit higher utility than Kubai.
Yeah, and I made a lot of Dark Charmers with a Boldrake and a random name.
Yeah.
And then the last card, Shifter. I played against 8 Maliss. This card is useless. Yeah, we put this in for Rogue. I played in 1 White Forest, 1 Blue Eyes. I didn't draw it. I just had it in against everything else. But yeah, I wish you could have taken it all away, but it was a really fun event. Nice to get my first top. And thanks again to Connor for teaching me the deck. I'll be cooked without him. Yeah, thanks for watching.